Hello and welcome to Wrestler Spotlight. I'm the Maritime Warrior, and today's episode is about the character of La Parka. The character of La Parka was created in 1992 in the newly formed promotion AAA. The man that would be behind the mask would be Adolfo Tapia. The man that is usually credited with creating the character is the founder of AAA, Antonio Peña. The name La Parka is Spanish for the Reaper. The La Parka costume is a full body suit and mask resembling a skeleton. The La Parka character started as a rudo or a bad guy or a heel. La Parka's first high-profile feud would be versus Liz Mark. La Parka would challenge Liz Mark at the first AAA Triple Mania event for the Mexican National Light Heavyweight Championship, but La Parka would come up short, losing to Liz Mark. In August of 1993, their rivalry would continue as La Parka would beat Liz Mark to win the WWA Light Heavyweight Championship. This would be the first championship belt that La Parka would hold. La Parka would also be part of the AAA WCW pay-per-view When Worlds Collide, being part of a six-man tag team match. La Parka would finally win the Mexican National Light Heavyweight Championship after beating Liz Mark. He would hold the Mexican National Light Heavyweight Championship another 2 times between 1994 and 1996. La Parka would wrestle for a short time in ECW before making the move to WCW in 1996. In WCW, La Parka was nicknamed the chairman of WCW because he would come to the ring with a steel folding chair, air guitaring it. In WCW, La Parka was part of the Cruiserweight division and would later on join the Latino World Order. La Parka's WCW career would end after a match with Goldberg when he would injure his leg. After his WCW run and recovering from his injury, he would go to the independent circuit wrestling for such promotions like XPW. During this time period, AAA would give the La Parka character to a new wrestler. Jesus Alfonso Huerta Escoboza would become La Parka Jr. This La Parka would be one of the top technicos in the promotion, or baby faces, good guys. This was a darker time period for AAA because there was the great departure of all their big stars going to WCW. They focused on making new stars like La Parka Jr., Cibernetico, Latin Lover, and Piroth Jr. In 2003, La Parka Jr. would just be known as La Parka because the original La Parka was signing with their rival CMLL. AAA owned the copyright to the La Parka name and gimmick. It was fine for Tapia to use it in WCW because you're on national television and it helps AAA. But Tapia going to CMLL, AAA was going to have a problem with that, so Tapia would have to change his gimmick. Tapia would create L.A. Park, which means La Auténtica Parka. The AAA La Parka would be in a heated rivalry with Cibernetico. The 2 biggest stars in AAA at the time would face off in a lucha de apuestas match, a mask versus mask match at Triple Mania 12 in 2004. An overbooked match with interference by multiple different wrestlers, La Parka would take the mask of Cibernetico. L.A. Park would remain with CMLL from 2003 to 2008. In March of 2010, L.A. Park would return to AAA. L.A. Park would start feuding with the new La Parka. This feud would peak at the main event of Triple Mania 18 when La Parka would take on L.A. Park. The winner would get the rights to the name and the gimmick La Parka. At the end of the match, L.A. Park would hit La Parka with the Tombstone Piledriver, which is a banned move. L.A. Park would get the 3 count and the win, but later the match was thrown out because of the banned move. L.A. Park would not get the rights to La Parka, the new La Parka would remain La Parka, and L.A. Park would remain L.A. Park. On October 21st, 2019, during a match, Parka would attempt a dive to the outside but would hit his head on the guardrail. The injury would paralyze Escoboza and he would remain in the hospital until passing away from this injury on January 11th, 2020. On March 22, 2025, at Rey de Reyes, AAA would bring back the Parka character for a new generation. And that's where we will end for today with the third Parka. Thank you very much for listening, and I will see you next week.